Good morning, good afternoon, good night, wherever you are at. Welcome to Mentor Mornings. So, you and Alexander the Great have this in common. And if you're asking, what is it? I'm going to tell you. What would you say to Alexander the Great if you knew that you were both equals? Like, what if that was like something that you held inside your heart? So I want to read something that Marcus Aurelius says. He says, both Alexander the Great and his mule-keeper were brought to the same place by death. They were either received into the all-generative reason or scattered among the atoms. That was Marcus Aurelius. So guys, if you appreciate these videos, please hit that thumbs up button, share if you feel it is worthwhile, subscribe if you're not already. Mentor Mornings is about owning your day and fueling your journey. So I'm gonna talk about something that I don't normally talk about. Hey, good morning, Jerry. And I'm gonna probably kind of bumble my way through this. I hope you don't mind. Stick around because I think it's worthwhile. So, you know, what Alexander the Great, what Marcus Aurelius is saying is that both him, despite Alexander the Great's accomplishments, both him and the guy that drove the cart, his mule driver, are going to both end up in the same place by death. Death is going to take them to the same place. So like, we're born into the arms of this world. We leave the womb, this place of silence, this place that, you know, most of us don't remember. And we enter into this place of activity where our primary concerns is about staying warm, staying safe, being fed, receiving love. And then we develop into our teenage years, and it's about desires and experiences and fulfilling wishes, and, you know, our first kisses, and you know, getting in trouble for the first time, and taking huge risks. And then we move into adulthood, and, you know, things kind of start to solidify. It's like we're starting to live these lives of purpose, but at the same time, our experience is overshadowed by these things that have developed inside of us. It's like a layer that has been built up on top of what we experience life as. And that comes from what we think our expectations of what life is supposed to be, of what life is supposed to look like. And we get these by our models, we get these by the people that we follow, and we carry this importance, these important things that we think we're supposed to have inside of this life moving forward. And we look for that significance. We look for the significance that we think we're supposed to get from these things outside of ourselves. I'm trying to say this as clear as I can, guys. I'm sorry, this is a little bit difficult to try to verbalize. So what I'm saying is that some of us spend a lifetime looking for validation outside of ourselves, and we're looking for it inside of the world by making our first $100,000, by winning that game, by catching the ball at the end zone, by capturing the hearts of other people. And by getting those things, all of a sudden, it's like, I have value, I am worthwhile, and now I can matter. I can matter to myself. I can matter, you know, so that suddenly our lives have purpose and meaning, and suddenly we can give ourselves the love that we think that we deserve based upon what we have accomplished or achieved in the world outside. And really, that whole time, that love and that self-acceptance comes from inside anyway. It doesn't come from anything outside, yet we've been taught by society, by our parents, you know, by the people that we model, the people that we see in, you know, the world outside around us, that's where that's supposed to come from. But what Marcus Aurelius is saying is that in the end, like, we're all the same, we're all equal. When we die, when we leave this place, we all leave in the same damn graves. You know, there is no race, there is no finish line. We are all moving in the same direction towards the same thing, you know, and this thing of chasing this importance, chasing this value, chasing the acceptance that we can give ourselves. It's like going after a spark in the night that's flying away from a fire, and we're trying to grasp it, but it disappears before we can get it. I'm sorry, I'm not holding this camera very well. It disappears before we can get it. And yet there are a bunch of other sparks flying inside of our lives that will make us feel whole and complete. But we can't get it by grasping that spark. You know, We are all floating down the same river together. It's like we're all just kind of bouncing off of each other, and we can holler over at the other person, and we're all moving towards that same waterfall that's going to take us into the great unknown. We don't know where that's going to go, but we know that we're all here now. And what I can holler over to you in your inner tube, you know, like, you are beautiful, you have value. You know, we're not equal because of our accomplishments, and our accomplishments don't separate us from others. You know, there is no grading system. There is no grading system in death. It's like this universal acceptance passing through into that great unknown. Now, I guess I'll just leave it with this. So this is from Swami Vivekananda, and he says, you conquer all things when you discover the self within you. Then the law of karma ceases to have power over you. Being in a body is like wearing chains, but beyond the body and beyond the individual ego lies freedom. When you come to know the self within you, then you are set free from bondage. So you and Alexander the Great ultimately are equal because we all end up in the same place. We're all moving towards the same place. No matter what we accomplish, we've all heard this, we don't take any of it with us. We don't take the money with us. We don't take the fame with us. We don't take the recognition with us. We all part into the same place. And that's why you and Alexander the Great are equals. All right, guys, love you. Rise unconquered. I will see you tomorrow.